This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Thursday, November 24th, 2022. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and happy birthday, John. The title of this rant is, Can the Democrats' Rapid Response Team Compete with the GOP's 50-year right-wing scheme machine? So, the Democrats, obviously way belatedly, are putting about millions of dollars into a rapid response team to identify, frame, bring out Republican hypocrisy all over the place. It should have been started a long time ago. The Republicans are way, way ahead. They are 50 years ahead. There was a paradigm shift in 1973 when the Powell Memorandum came out. The Republicans were doing this stuff beforehand, but when the Powell Memorandum came out, it was put on paper. Rich white billionaires put lots of money into the starts of think tanks. I can think of three of them that started in the early 70s, the Heritage Foundation, the American Executive Council, AEC, and the American Legislative Executive Council, ALEC, which basically writes laws for people out of Washington, D.C., and have people locally in parts all over the United States insert that into legislation. So they're way, way ahead. They got a lot of rich white people doing all of that stuff. They teamed up with the religious right in the mid-70s as the religious right was trying to find a way of continuing their racist attitudes. And they teamed up with them, and they came up with, and this was around for a while, the Seven Mountain Mandate. And that basically is that they need to have control of the levers of the family, of religion, of education, of media, of entertainment, of business, and of government. And let's just say, they made tremendous inroads in that even before Reagan was elected in 1980, and a lot of that went into place back in the 80s. And of course, the idea of it is let's take us back to the 1950s. And of course, this whole thing about the money that was put into it, it was rich, white, religious conservatives, you want to call them Pentecostals, and it was a patriarchy because they want to maintain rich white men at the top of every one of those spectrums. And let's just put it this way. They're doing very, very well at it, especially with gerrymandering, especially just the crazy stuff that's going to start out in terms of how we might be headed to a lot more violence. And we've seen that lately, as they're calling teachers groomers, as they're calling people who help people in the trans community as mutilators, etc. So it's a tall order for the Democrats to put this together, to have their rapid response team. And the thing about it is, it's the Democrats have always said, "Hey, yeah, we're right. We're right on the minimum wage. We're right on global climate change. We're right on firearm safety. All the people are with us, but they're not getting the votes because of what the Republicans have done." And again, it's not just enough to be right. You have to be clever. So, as an example, Carter was a really right guy. He wanted to do the right things all the time, but he wasn't that clever. So he suffered from that. Now, John Kennedy, he was clever. Now, at the same time, remember, before he died, John Kennedy, that was a year before the election, and he was treading water with his popularity at that time. So they have to do more than just to be right. They need to be brutally honest about the underlying policies that the Republicans are promoting. And basically, those policies are to destroy the very fabric of American life for the middle class on down. Politics has always been, and the Democrats need to go into this with this rapid response team, a full contact. It's not a sport. It's the realm of ideas. And America's future is going to be decided on this. This is where it's going to be played. So my best of luck to all of those that are going to be on that rapid response team. They're going to need it, and they may need a lot more. But we all have to be involved, and we all need to get involved.